So, my film idea is called The Portal, however that's subject to change. I might think of something better, I don't know. But obviously it's going to be written and directed by me, produced by Kyle, and the camera operator is going to be David. So the plot is that there's probably going to end up being a teenage boy, however the character is open at the moment, sat on a sofa with a laptop out. When he, a wide opening shot at the beginning, showing him, on just surfing the web on his laptop, and then he starts to receive odd notifications, like, don't make any sense, just random text or something like that. And then, out of nowhere, the screen shatters in front of him, and then it opens into like a portal, almost into like an alternate universe, so similar to what we were talking about earlier. And at first he's like really shocked, but then curiosity, takes over, and he tries putting his hand through the portal, and he finds out that he can do it, and when he does it, all the lights in the room start to flicker. So he keeps doing it and going deeper and deeper, and it becomes, start to flicker more and more. And then, as a bit of a jump scare, a skeletal hand will come out of the portal and grab onto the arm of the boy and try to pull him in. A tug of war ensues between the two, heightening tension throughout, and then he manages to get his arm back, slams the laptop shut, throws it across the room, and the film cuts to black. So, in terms of characters, there's going to be obviously the teenage boy, and obviously a hand. Obviously, like I say, the teenage boy, that's subject to change, might think of something, but I want them kind of young for, like the whole purity aspect and all that sort of thing. In terms of locations, it's going to be a modern living room, maybe little bits of foreshadowing here and there, I don't know. Not sure about that yet. And obviously then the portal, but that's going to be a completely different location. Probably not even a location, maybe just a mysterious ether or something. So for props, I'm going to need a laptop, and probably a fake laptop, because I don't really want to throw a laptop across the room. And also to put the hand through, going to be some VFX shots needed for that. So that's probably going to be a laptop with no screen in it. You can put your hand through and then put it out the other side. For the flickering lights, I'm thinking of buying, like the smart bulbs you can get. Buying some of them, and then you can just flick them with an app on your phone. And then obviously sofa and various furnishings to like add to the effect. In terms of equipment, probably going to be using mainly primes, because it's like shallow depth of field to try and heighten the tension again. I'm probably going to need like a sound recorder to do some Foley audio for all that sort of thing. And yeah, I think that's about everything.
Give me a minute, I'm just going to finish up writing.
Well, what he does is, right, so straight away, I don't know if you'd need the room, the huge setting. It could just be simply on the sofa. I personally, from like a story point of view, if you go for a young person, very young, that's babes, you can do a homage to most horror films where maybe there's a babysitter who is taking no notice of him, and it's a young boy, so he's got into trouble because she's basically saying, oh, just go on the computer for a bit. Or if you make it teenage boy, this is perhaps a bit dark, and again do your research, but could it be a commentary on what he's watching on the internet? Did you get what I'm saying? So he's being lured into watching whatever he could be watching. It could be about anything. It could, you know. So it's a bit of a commentary about the dark side of the web, or it could just be a really good horror film. I personally think you could stop it at the jump scare, because it's a 1 minute short horror film, isn't it? So you could just stop it there. So you don't even need to do the throwing of the laptop into the room or anything. It could just be that thing coming out of the laptop and making me jump, which I think it almost certainly will do. So there's a lot of there. On your blog, your research needs to reflect, you know, all of these. As I come, you know, again, Poltergeist. Yeah, you know, so your research needs to be really good. Even in a way, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, all of that, you know, it needs to be on your blog. You need to research that. But yeah, I think I could be jumping out my skin to that one.
Again, it's another good idea. Really liked it. Nice, short, sweet. Got the whole idea of doing, you know, it's a short form story. That can certainly be done in a minute. You haven't half made my life difficult though, the amount of techniques you've got in there. Like, you know, so there's quite a bit of tuition involved there before you get.
You love it.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
You'd
So,
rather have that than not.
yeah, true. Actually, to be fair. So yeah, so we will be doing what you're talking about is, but you've got choices here as far as the laptop. So you can absolutely do it practically. You know, so you have two laptops, one that's working, and that's your main one that you'll be shooting with. Then you'll have a stunt laptop, like, you know, so that you've got something where you'll maybe have a whole screen taken out, a hole cut out of it, so you can put a hand through, like, you know, and different things like that. That's slightly more difficult than doing it the other way. So the other way is digitally compositing the shot, like, you know, so using green screen framed shots to the side and stuff like that to make it seem like the hand is coming out of the hand coming out of the screen. That's not as difficult as it sounds. Like, you know, there is a little bit of teaching involved. But you could absolutely use those lights you're talking about to get them to green lights. But we also have these credit card lights that are kind of effects lights. So they will do things like police cars, and they'll do fireworks, and they do broken TV, which might work for yours, or flashing light bulb, like, you know. So they're only about this size, like, you know. But you can just is the light coming from the laptop itself?
Yeah, there will be. That probably won't be flickering.
Right. Okay.
It'll just be the lights in the room.
The lights in the room will be flickering. Yeah. So are you going to see them? Oh, you're going to put the actual bulbs into the lights. Oh, cool. Yeah, do it your way. That's way better. Yeah, no, it's what I've put down for. I mean, for all you've all good ideas. I mean, for cause I've talked about, you know, kind of think about switching up. Consider switching up the idea, location wise, but also researching shooting day for night. Okay, so because you might, if you do end up shooting the woods, you probably want it to look like it's nighttime, right, or evening time anyway. So you, rather than having to shoot at night, like, you know, there's ways of shooting during the day and then making it look at night, look like it's at night. So I'd probably do that with you. David needs to research using mirrors in film and lighting for reflections and shadow. So that's your direction travel at the moment. For you, it's research green screen and compositing, and watch Poltergeist.
Have you watched it?
No.
Well, it's all about demons coming through a TV. It's really good. Directed by Tobe Hooper, suspected to be directed by Steven Spielberg in reality.
Oh.
Well, they always say that because it doesn't feel like a Tobe Hooper film; it feels like a Spielberg movie. It's quite spooky actually. There's two. Basically, it's about this family that, and the daughter's kind of clairvoyant, and dead people are kind of attracted to her. So
Well, do they know it's a new build? Did they build it on some Native American?
Well, they do. Well, the original house they're in at the start of the film is that they're just attracted to her and they gets possessed, but then they move after they save her, and then it's the house they move into at the end that because it's the house they moved into it at the end is built on a graveyard.
So they've not escaped.
But they just moved the gravestones. They never built. They never
That's
they never dug up the bodies. So they
yeah.
all come rising out of the ground.
Yeah.
But the creepy thing about it is there's a little girl in it, played by an actress called Heather Graham. Is it? No, Heather, not Heather Graham. Anyway, and then she's got an older sister in it as well. But the little girl died in the third one of sepsis, and then her older sister died straight after the first one was released. She was murdered by her boyfriend. To be honest.
Oh my god.
But it's really
Oh
good.
Ben, you alright Ben?
Yeah. Also, with Poltergeist and all that, you know the scene where like what was it? Where there's like these skeletons going after that one woman. Apparently they were real skeletons.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they
Oh,
were.
I didn't know
But
that.
that's, I mean, to be honest, that's not, that's not actually, it sounds more creepy than it actually is. Like,
I'm
you
an
know, 'cause-
archaeologist. I dig anything
Yeah,
like.
I mean, museums and, kind of are full of old skeletons that are
Yeah, I
real.
mean, yeah, because you get people that going to London and all that.
Yeah, that are.
I think for me, if I remember, and you're going to laugh because I'm really not that old, but back in the day, TV sets were thick things like that, and even when you turned them off, there still seemed to be this glow
coming out.
emanating from them, didn't there? And like my partner, as it says, his TV's still freak him out
Well,
from this day.
When you used to turn it off, the light would go like this. It was like it sucked in. It was like.
Yeah, so it was
like
like a
this, like, you know.
portal. Yeah,
Just like-
you need to watch.
There is an
Poltergeist.
actual short film called Portal that's based on the video game. I don't know if you've seen the video game. Video game Portal. And then there's another one that's a really sweet film. That's another short film about this guy that he carries around a portal. So if he wants to put his hand into something, he just sticks it on something. He sticks it through. So
It's also referenced in Bug's Life when they go, "Don't
Yeah.
look into the light."
that's Poltergeist, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
correct.
So Poltergeist is referenced in Bug's Life.
Right. Okay. That was a really good.
So enjoyed that.
That was a really good start, guys. Well done. Really good pitches from all three of you.
Good
Quite pleased.
research. It needs to be on your blog, doesn't it?
yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take a break.